the Christian Bible talks about everything that happened to Dinah, but they don't tell the rest of the story. They'll say, "Oh, Leah asked for a female for her seventh child to be a girl because she wanted Rachel to be able to have one of the boys that were going to be like of the 12 tribes. And like, why not just explain?" Um, and maybe it's because they judged her. Anyway, the whole thing about the internet is that we can always go back and everything's dated and everything's, labeled and such. So we don't really need to get it perfect the first time. And it's okay. And it's okay. And it's also like it's better to make mistakes than to not do anything at all. Because then guess what? Then you have something to compare it to, and there's so much that I've read that's like confusing. The Christian Bible likes to confuse us. I don't think Jesus tried to confuse anybody, but whatever happened after other people took over, um, who wrote books and things, obviously were confusing people because they couldn't agree on anything. And first, like, there's all these stories of like, guys, um, well, Moses was actually Dinah's son, and he went over to Egypt with Moses to like hide him because he was also the son of like this guy that raped Dinah supposedly, but like she was like at his house, like literally at his house. So like, if uh all 100% of the following information turns out to be wrong, then it's not my fault. I also asked Google like several times, and they would not tell me who Moses's twin sister was. I'm not even gonna get into it. It's it's just too much. Like she got raped. Like it's weird. I don't know. Anyways, more than likely she just like that was her boyfriend, and like she just had her brothers were upset that she was pregnant and that they weren't married yet. So they're like, "Oh my God, he must have raped her," and so they killed him. Um, and I don't know. I imagine they also had personal problems with him. But the point is that it causes all this confusion in this part of Genesis is heartbreaking, not only because of the trauma that Dinah has to live with and her family, but the fact that this Hammer, and that's not his name, Hammer, I'm saying it right, and his son and Shechem and like these men came to Jacob and like tried to marry Dinah, and they did everything. They're like, we'll share our land and we'll all circumcise ourselves, like we'll worship your gods. And wow, like everything was fine for a whole second, for a whole 2 seconds, and then Jacob's kids came in and were like, let me find a way to ruin this. So like they just killed everybody. They literally killed like they killed the women too. Like they killed all of Dinah's family, extended family, whatever. Not their own family, obviously. That's why it was heartbreaking, because these were obviously good people and were people of their word, unlike Jacob's kids. But like I don't think there's no worse betrayal than to be like they could have just murdered him in the first place, but they didn't want to do that. They made him get circumcised, which is really painful, especially at that age. And like you can't defend yourself. Like everything that you've worked for all your life is just that's what you get for being nice. Anyway, that was like uh enough, I think, to portray the Jacob's children as exactly what they were. Um, Simon and Levi. Is it Simon and Levi? It was two of them that were like the most violent.